Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, and I have a very special guest. This is an announcement for this channel. We are announcing Discoverfest 2021 from November 15th to November 19th, and we have Aaron from Teachable. How you doing, man?
Not bad, Michael. Thank you so much for having me on, especially to talk about Disco Fest. So,
yeah, Disco Fest. Oh, I like that.
The shortened. But thanks for having me on today.
Yeah, a little 1970s. For folks that don't know, I leverage Teachable for all of my education and platforms, how to get started one rental at a time, get your money right, all of those things. So I'm a huge Teachable proponent and fan. And having the opportunity to talk about Disco Fest is just an amazing honor. So thank you for the opportunity, Aaron. Let's talk about the event. What do you got for people from the 15th to the 19th?
Yeah. So, I mean, first off, like I said, I'm so thankful you're a Teachable creator, and we appreciate the shout out. So for folks to say hello, I'm Aaron. I'm product manager for a product called Discover at Teachable, where Teachable, as Michael said, it's a course creation platform. What we really think about at Discover is, hey, all of these folks are creators. How do we help them, engage our audience? How do we help them connect in just ways that maybe they couldn't do as individuals? And Discover Fest is very much meant to be something in that realm. So with Black Friday being, a massive consumer holiday, and folks are so focused on the things that we purchase, what we try to do with Discover Fest is give creators an opportunity using free live events to give a preview into, or not just a preview, but give an overview of some of these wonderful topics that they are often like best in class knowledge experts on. So, what we really try to bring together is a wide range of topics. That way, whether you want to learn a new language, whether this is the year you're like, I'm going to become incredible at email marketing, or maybe this is the year you want to start, learning wet on wet painting techniques for watercolor. We have events for you, or there's at least something you can go to that will speak to you during the course of that week. And so, Michael mentioned this event is November 15th to November 19th. Every single event is free. They are live, but if folks are interested, you can't make one of those times. What we encourage is register anyways. Every single event has a replay available. If you can't make it live, which many of us can't, we have other obligations, we will send out those replays after. One thing I do want to call out, and this is what I think is a very special thing about this event altogether, is if you've been interested in perhaps taking a course on a topic and it seemed just maybe you didn't understand it, or maybe you had questions, these live events are also a chance to ask questions, right? Because like the thing that I think is so wonderful about the online course creation community is it's not like you just have to take this class and sit in the closet and like there's no connection between yourself and the teacher, or yourself and the knowledge creator. These are chances for folks to actually facilitate and interact. So for instance, if you're like, one of the classes that I think is going to be really cool is like we have an artist, Tammy Makala, who builds these like really interesting mosaic art pieces using like tile and all these different techniques. Beyond showing you some of her art, Discover Fest is a chance to like come in and ask her questions about her technique. Where does she get her materials? Like, if I was doing this on my own, how would I go about starting on this process? And that way, it's not that you have to just go buy the course to learn this knowledge. You actually have access to this creator, that day in a free context, which is incredible.
Yeah, one of the things that I've looked at Teachable for, obviously, is my platform of choice, ease of use, all of those things. But it was the breadth of what you can go there for, right? A lot of people have used the last 18 months to become more well-rounded, to become better at things, maybe to pick up something like painting or wet mosaics. I'm not even sure what that is, but sounds cool. Just to broaden our horizons. So the fact that Teachable is out there to both help creators, but also the student kind of feel what catches them is interesting. And then Disco Fest is that place you can go or listen to the replay to go, I just didn't know. I didn't know that was there. That's pretty cool.
Well, this is that chance. And so we tried this last year. We actually had, I think, 5,000 to 10,000 folks who tuned in for these events. So nice. Seeing that kind of turnout, we were excited to really, instead of doing it just kind of as a one-off, give it a go again this year and see what we can bring in. And just to call out some of the events, right? Because like we were dropping the full schedule on November 8th. But there's some really interesting ones, particularly ones that I'm really excited for, and I'm excited for them all. But there are ones such as building startups with no code, which I think is so important to learn as a skill, and being able to watch a free workshop on like, hey, what could Webflow and Zapier do for me? Like, that's really cool. We have 2 creators leading that, Christian Peverelli and Eddie Whitaker. And we have another one that I personally watched a different version of it last year. And it was probably one of the most influential workshops I've ever been to. And that is on Google Sheets. There's a creator, Ben Collins, who will be giving a live event on how to use Google Sheets to run your small business. As a small business owner myself, I think I had no idea how to do the majority of the things that he teaches. And like, this is a free hour of just learning the basics. So it's like, you don't need to buy the course to necessarily learn these things. You could just come for this hour. And if it's of interest, you want to go further. Yeah, these folks have courses, but it's a great starting point, especially for topics that could, either perhaps give you a new hobby or improve the skills you're already trying to work upon.
Yeah, and again, the online platform, obviously, where Teachable plays is really powerful, right? So I was in tech sales for decades, and we do lots of in-person conventions, but they're always around one thing, right? The Teachable platform is going to give you the ability to, you could help your small business, you can pick up a trade, you can pick up a hobby, you can get better, I'm sure, physical fitness and wealth and all these other aspects. It is really going to be a place where you can go in and you could orient to what's important to you at that day, or we're really close to New Year's where people set up resolutions. So all of us can find a way to leverage something in this Discover Fest.
Well, again, Michael, thank you for inviting me here to kind of talk about it. Again, it's a completely free event. So the whole purpose of this is, what's the lowest friction way, give folks a chance to learn about these topics in a way that's comfortable and at home. Whether one of these events speaks to you or something else is of interest, we highly recommend registering because every replay will be sent out. Mm-hmm. And I mean, if someone goes to that webpage and like, hey, you don't have an event we're looking to have, that helps us, build a better Discover Fest next year, these other types of events.
There you go. Very cool. So again, I'm sure we will have a link below that you will give me that will take them right to the registration page. Anything else they should be on the lookout for?
Beyond registering for this event, what I'd say is keep your eyes tuned every day. We'll send out a daily agenda. That will have the live links to go join those events. And if you miss a day, if you miss all the days, no big deal. Don't worry. A recap will go out at the end of each day with a link to those replays and anything else those course creators, included as part of Discover Fest. Again, can't say enough. Michael, thank you for having us today.
Of course. Yeah, no, Teachable is a huge part of my community. It's how I help thousands of people. So happy to do it. And this will be going live on November 8th at noon, right after you've made the public announcement. So thank you for that, Aaron. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much, Michael. Bye-bye.
Bye.